Good morning, everybody. It's wee Paddy from across the shuck, and I'm now getting back onto the videos I had to catch up with. Thankfully, that over this last couple of months, I'd been given quite a few knives by my subs, and I'm still trying to catch up, along with doing my gear best ones. So this is the start of trying to get to the ones that I was given, and I've been blessed. And you'll see very shortly over this next week or two just how blessed I have been. And I'm going to start today with this is what I would call you could call it a fun knife, but it's still a knife. It's quirky. It's for a knife collector. I think it's nearly a must for me now that I've seen it. I can't understand that. It's going to make me look for more just like it. It is. It's a strange shape. It's a button lock, which is something I'm not used to. It's just lovely. And when I show you just how playable it is, this is a knife where, honestly, do you see if the blade was made of hot chocolate, I would still buy it because the blade is nearly secondary to the fidget factor this knife has. I have had so much fun with this knife that due to its price, and I know it's not that dear, I haven't looked it up because it was a gift. I'm sure it's a CRKT, it'll be somewhere around the $30-40. I wouldn't have thought it'd been any more than that. Although you could charge more, I would buy it because I love it. So let's get into it. I'll give you a few of the little stats. It's a flipper, and it's also got thumb studs. You can use either or. It's on both sides of the knife. It's about 8 inches long from tip to toe, which is 20 centimeters. The blade length is 3 3/8, and it's nearly all of that because the blade comes up to there, or the cutting blade comes up to about there. So it is, say 3 2/8 for the cutting length. 3mm blade stock, 1.12 inches. The height of it at its highest is about an inch, 2.7 millimeters, and the depth of this is 0.32, which is 8 millimeters. Very, very thin carry in the pocket. And the weight is 3.4 ounces or 96 grams. It's a flipper and a thumb stud, and it's a button lock. So there we go. That's the basics of the knife, but that's not the knife. They're just numbers. It's 8CR13. Again, don't care. It does sound a bit crazy, but that's what it's made of, or what the blade stock is. When you get this, you'll not care what it's made of because it's such fun. Let me show you this, right? This is the knife up here. Watch this. There's a wee button lock on this side here. In fact, I'll do it here and let you see because it doesn't matter which hand you do it with. Look at that. Isn't that just... There we go. It's just amazing. It flips out well, and you hit the button lock and it's gone. I can sit all night and do that. You can use the thumb studs. It's gone. My wife hates the sound of clicking knives, and I sit and try to do it as quietly as possible at night. So this is great, and you can gently drop it in, no noise. So I mean, it's just a joy to play with. Absolute joy. But the shape of it, the styling of it, I mean, for CRKT, this is a knife brand. I know all yous in America knew it and grew up with it. We didn't over here. So I'm really getting a thrashing of what when I first came around, people used to run them down, and quite a lot of the Americans would have run the CRKT brand down, and a few of the other big brands, because they were cheap and they didn't upgrade their steel. They didn't upgrade the steel because they want to keep them basic models. They sell more at this steel than they would at a higher grade. I can accept that fully. I mean, I'm a Ganzo lover. I don't want them to upgrade their steel and move up. I want to keep where they are and improve. I mean, that's great. But the whole fit and finish of this is absolutely beautiful. It's got liners inside. Now, they're not milled out because they don't need to be. It's only 3.4 ounces. But the shape of the handle, can I just show you? This is actually a shape. Let me turn the knife. You're not going to see it. but this is actually the shape of the knife. It goes in and out. You have a deep pocket carry clip, which is absolutely beautiful. It buries away in your pocket. It turns the knife so it's turning away in your pocket. You'll never touch that flipper in your pocket. Well, I haven't. And let me tell you, I've spent a lot of time in my pocket. You don't see it. It goes into your pocket like that, and that's covered because your hand's coming down here. Now, it's not particularly big anyway, but it's the button lock. And this is on bearings. Now, again, I'm not sure what the price was, but I mean, look at that. Look how free that is. That is just a joy to play with. If you're a knife person, this is the sort of thing dreams are made for me. I'm getting dramatic again, but it's the sort of thing that you want out of a knife. I don't want just a knife that's going to look pretty and just sit there. This is a user knife. There's no doubt about it. But will I use it a lot for cutting? Probably not, because I like sitting at night time playing with it. It's a fidget factor. If knives have got a fidget factor, I play with them, I use them more. It's like the Kershaw Blur. Oh, blimmin' heck. Oh, just cut myself. Ouch. The Kershaw Blur comes out very fast. Paddy's at it. That's a fidget factor that I like, that I can get this blade and I can sit there and I can, just do that to my heart's content. Look at that coming out. Isn't that beautiful? So that's my fidget factor. I've cut myself. Now, all in the gopher duty. Now, on this side is about the only thing that I don't particularly like, CRKT and big writing, but again, it'll not bother me that much, but I know there's a lot of people that'll bother. On this side, it's called the Tighe Tac 2. What a mouthful. I would nearly rather have a number than the Tighe Tac 2. And it says Tighe Design. There's a serial number on there, and that's it. That's all the markings. But I mean, they're secondary. Look at the shape of the blade. What a beautiful blade. You've straight and then a big sweeping belly, drop point. You've swedges on the top here. Oh, and you just see the swedges on the top. And like again now, most knives seem to be doing this. It's coming up, it edges in, then it folds out again and comes out and gives you that strength behind the tip, which is just brilliant for prying. Not that you should pry, but we all do. If you want to work with it, this is a beautiful work. Your mates in work would think this is a gem. I mean, you could tell them it's £100 and they would believe it just to see it working. And to me, I don't know. I just, if a knife has something special, I don't know. It's, I can't explain to you, because you either like it or you don't. You like that fidget factor. And maybe the fact that I can't explain to you is the fact that knife people know what they like, but to try and explain it to somebody else is nearly impossible sometimes, even if it's another knife person, because sometimes you get a knife where it's so good to you, another knife person will come along, lift it up and go, it's all right, thanks. And you're thinking, why do I like this so much? Because we're all individuals, and that's the joy of this hobby. We're all individuals. But I mean, look at that. It's even a decorative pivot head. I mean, it's just all Torx, flow through construction. It's just so free. The only thing I done when I got this knife was from Stasa, and it was one of 4 that he sent me. And he sent me 4 beautiful knives. But I have to say, I have played with this one probably more than the rest. And yet the others are perfectly good knives, and I love them and I've used them. But I've played with this one probably the most. Just for the price and what you're getting for it, and the fact of just sitting and being able to do that all day long just absolutely appeals to me no end. So let's see what sort of size it is. I said it's about 8 inches. So here's the burr that cut me, the blur, and I'll put that there. The blur is a bit smaller than it. She's a long knife. The blur is, and here's another one that you'll all know, and that is the Delica. And the Delica is just that little bit smaller as well. So it's bigger than both these two, but in and around that same. And there's three knives that are totally different in looks. Totally different looks, but totally the same as far as usability and fidget. They're all great knives. I mean, I love sitting on my Delica, dropping it down, putting it, again, there's something to it rather than just, a basic old knife. There's something to it that keeps me going. I love the click of the Delica even when it does that. This blur, I mean, just the fact that I de-assisted this when I got it, but then I had to put it back again because I missed that noise. That noise is just absolutely beautiful. And the Tighe 2, the best named knife in the world. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, it doesn't get any freer than that in a budget blade. Deep carry pocket that we're all wanting. Style, it has its own style. It has a lovely pivot head. It has a discreet little button there for your button lock. It flicks out with authority and it drops like that. How beautiful is that? So there's no point me going on about this. You just have to go and get one. If you see one of these, especially, well, whether you would see it in the secondary market, I don't think anybody ever bought one. They're going to get rid of it because it is such a fidget. I'm not sure what price you are. People can go online and find it out themselves. I don't really like doing it when people have given me things, but I would say knowing CRKT, 30, 40 pounds maybe. I don't know, I could be totally wrong, but go and have a look. To me, I think it's worth whatever it is. The steel is just CR13. Does it come sharp? Oh yes. I mean, I have to say, I haven't had many CRKT knives that haven't come sharp to me, that haven't just been easy to cut. It's just a little slicing machine. And here's with a bit of cardboard. So, it's sharp. It will do every task you need on a daily basis. It's easy to sharpen. It's got a hollow grind, which makes it such a good sharpen, or slicer, I should say. It's thin behind the edge, not ultra thin, and you can feel a bit of a lumpy type of blade, but that's because it's a budget blade. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes things like that, you just have to accept. You just accept them and move on. But I absolutely adore it, and I thank Stasa for it. It's a great knife, and it's a great one of the four to start with. He sent me 3 other beautiful knives that are different in their own way, but this one is the fidget factor, and I always love a fidget factor. So folks, short, sweet, recommend it 100%. If you want to sit and have something that you can fiddle with in the evening, which I do, I love sitting, and I love having different knives to do it. I don't want just one. I want more and more. I'm just greedy. Love it. That even the flipper, really good, but you could use it for everyday use without a problem. So there you go. That's the CRKT Tighe 2 flipper with a button lock and thumb studs. Go and get one. I guarantee you, on Paddy's word, you'll love it. Please don't take that as truth, but I think most people will like it. Take care. I'm not even away for a cup of tea. I've a wee cup of tea here beside me. So see you all soon. Lots of videos to come this week. Take care. Bye.